Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to take a tour of one of the most incredible manufacturing plants in the entire biological world. We're talking about the male reproductive system. It is an absolute marvel of engineering working 24/7 to literally build the future. So let's get right into it.
It's a huge question, right? Well, the answer starts right here, on a microscopic scale. We're about to explore a system of production and delivery that's so precise, so mind-bogglingly complex, it's hard to believe it even works. A system that is geared towards one single fundamental goal: creating the next generation.
Before you get to the final product, a brand new human life, there's this whole 7-step assembly line. It all kicks off with step 1, gametogenesis, which is just a fancy way of saying making the parts. For today's explainer, we're going to zoom in on just that very first step, but specifically from the male perspective. So where is all this machinery located? Well, it's down in the pelvis region. But I want you to try and think of it less as just a collection of organs and more like a highly specialized factory with all these different departments working together in perfect harmony. Our factory tour has 4 main stops. First, we have the production floor, where the main product gets made. Then there's the conveyor and shipping network to move it all along. After that, a finishing and packaging department gets it ready for delivery. And finally, you've got the delivery system itself. We're going to walk through every single one.
Let's start right where all the action begins, the production floor. The main machinery here is the pair of testes. These are the primary male sex organs, and they have 2 huge jobs: manufacturing sperm and producing key male hormones.
Now, one of the most interesting things about this factory is where it's located. It's housed outside the main body in a special pouch called the scrotum. And trust me, this is no random design choice. It is a critical piece of engineering that basically acts as a super sophisticated climate control system. So why the special climate control? Well, because sperm production, a process called spermatogenesis, is extremely sensitive to heat. And here's the crucial number. The scrotum keeps the testes at a temperature that is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius cooler than the rest of the body. Without that specific temperature drop, the factory, well, it just couldn't do its job. And we're not talking about some small workshop here. This is a massive operation. To give you a sense of the sheer scale we're dealing with, each testis is divided into about 250 separate compartments called testicular lobules. Just imagine that. 250 little mini factories, all humming away at once inside one single facility. Okay, let's zoom in even closer. We're going from the factory floor right down to the microscopic assembly lines inside those lobules. This is where we get to meet the actual cellular workers that make everything happen. Inside these incredibly tiny coiled tubes, you've basically got 2 types of cells. Think of the male germ cells as the raw material. They're the ones that will eventually become the final product. But, and this is a big but, they can't do it by themselves. They need the Sertoli cells. These guys are the essential support staff, providing food, nutrition, and support every step of the way. And here's where the design gets really, really clever. The sperm are made inside these tightly coiled assembly lines called seminiferous tubules. But the hormone headquarters, the Leydig cells, they're found in the spaces between those tubes. So while production is happening inside, management is right next door, making the androgens that regulate the whole operation. Production and management side by side. So efficient.
Okay, so the product is made. Now what? You can't just let it pile up on the factory floor, right? It has to be moved. It needs to be transported through this incredibly complex conveyor and shipping network, which we call the accessory ducts.
Let's trace this journey. It's pretty amazing. From the production lines in the seminiferous tubules, sperm move into a collection hub called the redae testis. From there, they go through some exit ducts and arrive at a really important stop, the epididymis. This place isn't just a hallway. It's more like a combination warehouse and training ground, where the sperm mature and get stored. Then they're ready for shipping through the main transport pipeline, the vas deferens. So this entire network has one very clear mission: to safely store and transport the sperm all the way from the production floor to the final exit point, the urethra. The whole thing is just a masterpiece of biological logistics. But wait, the sperm don't make this trip alone. That would be a tough ride. Before the final delivery, they have to pass through the finishing and packaging department. This is where some accessory glands add really important fluids to create the final product that we all know as semen. Each of these glands adds a special ingredient to the mix. The seminal vesicles, think of them as providing a high-energy drink for the sperm, packed with fructose. The prostate gland adds some more fluids and enzymes, and the tiny bulbourethral glands release a lubricating fluid to help clear the way. All these secretions mix together to create the final transport medium called seminal plasma. And you know that fluid from the bulbourethral glands? It actually does double duty. Not only does it help the sperm travel more easily, but it also lubricates the penis, getting the entire delivery system ready for its final job. All right, we've made the product, we've transported it, and we've packaged it. There's just one thing left to cover: the delivery system itself. This involves the external genitalia, which are specifically designed for insemination. The penis is the organ that completes this whole delivery process. It's engineered with special tissue that makes erection possible, which is absolutely essential for insemination. Its function is direct, it's clear, making sure that the carefully crafted product reaches its final destination. So let's just step back for a second. From temperature control and microscopic cellular workers to a complex highway of ducts and special packaging fluids, this entire biological factory is designed for one single purpose: to produce and deliver one half of the genetic code needed to create a new life. Which of course leaves us with one last fascinating question. What about the other half?